Hello everybody, welcome along to Mainfreight Rugby and coverage of the Bunnings Heartland Championship. Yes, finally, a Bunnings Heartland Championship. We didn't have one at all last year and we're 4 weeks delayed this year. You all know why. Hopefully we'll get to the end of it because the good news is they've scheduled the full 8-week round robin as we would normally have. There'll be a bit of a change come finals time. No semi-finals, so 1 and 2 go straight to the final of the Meads Cup. 3 and 4 go into the Lahore Cup, but that's a long, long way in the future. As usual, I'm joined by my old mate Ian Jones. We've got to do things a bit differently, so I'm here and he's over there. But Kamo, bit different for these teams. Just less than 2 weeks ago, they were still in lockdown.
Yeah, kia ora, mates. Now, the teams are fully aware of the short pre-season, the short turnaround that they've had, so they're going to be fully prepared and ready to take the field because they know, like every season, every game counts, but this is a real sprint. They want to get to their top 4 and they need to win those games early. But I got to congratulate everyone who's worked so hard to get this competition up and running and actually onto the field. I'm so looking forward to seeing the players who have watched in grassroots the last couple of years finally get to run back out there for their provincial side. Some, of course, for the first time, and congratulations to them. Some will have milestone games during the season, so isn't that going to be fantastic? I know, speaking to some of the coaches, they are dead keen to get the tracksuit actually on and do some coaching. And of course, to the fans, the ones that we really honour each and every week, they're dead keen to see their provincial jerseys once more run out onto their local park. So good luck to everyone in this year's competition.
It's a bit of a leap into the unknown, isn't it? It's been a year without a championship. It's been a very short pre-season. But 2019 semi-finalists, Thames Valley, Whanganui, North Otago, Wairarapa Bush, they'll be looking to start with a bang. Wairarapa Bush play Thames Valley in Masterton in the second game today. But we're going to open with North Otago against East Coast in Oamaru. Now, East Coast have got Jose Aguirre back as their coach. And he's thinking that despite their well-known losing streak, East Coast might be up to something this year.
Well, Jose, it's wonderful to see you again. It's been a long time since we crossed paths at the Highlanders. What's happened to you since? Fill in the gaps.
Pretty much, discreetly retired 3 years ago over in France. Spent a year coaching in France and then have been based in Queensland on the Sunshine Coast for the last 2 years. So coached first 15 over there, Sunshine Coast Grammar. Season finished in June. And that's allowed me to come back and coach Heartland.
How was the connection made with the East Coast Football Union?
So it was probably when I just finished playing up in France. I was looking at options whether to carry on coaching over there or looking at coming home. But an opportunity, popped up, and it was something that I always wanted to do when I finished playing. Was I wanted to come home and pretty much share my experiences pretty much at some stage, and fortunately that's now.
And how hard has it been to pull the team together, pull the squad together? The challenges are off the field as much as they're on.
Probably more so off the field than than on, but really enjoying it. Coached remotely last year via Zoom, which had its challenges, but that allowed me to really understand the players' attitudes. I was able to to pick up what sort of motivates them, and I could observe things from afar. So really nice to be on the ground now, and the boys, it's been 2 years, so they're really excited just to get out and have a run around.
Well, by my rough calculations, you're only in your mid to late-ish 30s, so I'm taking it you got your boots.
That's the question everyone asks me. The boys are still asking me every day. Yes, I do have my boots, just in case someone falls over in the warm-up. But I haven't trained for a long time. Haven't done a lot of running, so I'm not sure if I'd be up to it.
You're a fabulous secret weapon. All the best for today, though.
Cheers, thank you very much. Happy to be here.
East Coast will look to emulate their 2012 predecessors, the only time they've won the Meads Cup, and this team looks like they have the makings of a championship-winning side, with a rich blend of local talent topped up with some astute loan selections in former Southerner Peter Miralis in the front row, and Hawke's Bay's Trent Boswell-Wakefield and Te Wihi Wright from the capital, adding to the finishing prowess of Moana and Mihana out wide. The loose forwards will prove a handful to contain, with Bollingford and Profit following closely in the footsteps of their skipper Honi Hariwa. With no comp in 2020, North Otago are the carryover champions from 2019 and will want to start their defence on the right note. Sam Sturgis calling the shots from the front row. The old boys duo on the flanks of Taufa and Taiti will make their presence felt in the tackle, and the engine room bolstered by the presence of Morris and Einarsson up from the big smoke of Otaputi. Watch out for the midfield duo of Maui and Todd to sorely test the East Coast defence. But the scrum will have to be better. Savaged in that department at the moment. Ball's got to come out quick. Messy and pounced on. But there'll be a discussion between the officials. There's pats on the back, pats on the shoulder. It's just squirted out from the scrum. And the try has been awarded. So from nowhere, a defensive scrum from Ngāti Porou East Coast went horribly wrong. And it looks like Taufa, the try scorer. And North Otago, defensive line out. Sturgis with the throw. The skipper finds yet another lock in Einarsson. No trouble set piece. And that's with a platform for their success so far. Charged down, try chance, try scored! Oh, wonderful piece of follow-up play. Ngāti Porou East Coast bounced back. And the wet and forget replay came, like the try moments ago, from nowhere. The kick was at close quarter, and there were 2 or 3 East Coast players ready to score, and did so. Over the 10-metre mark, still across field, East Coast coming up very quickly on defence, hoping to apply some pressure, keep them behind the game line, but not able to do so, because eventually North Otago do find their halfway, and Maui getting it right up there. They spread it out wide, and this is going to be another try for North Otago. The inside pass, that's unselfish, and the crowd here roundly applaud that try, and so they should. It's North Otago score under the bar, and you'll see the wet and forget replay. And the East Coast were good to start with defensively, but they found a gap out wide, and the halfback Jake Matthews gets 2 tries by his name. However, there were 5 or 6 guys that can proudly claim to have had a influence. Still, they throw everything at the gold line. They're going to get a penalty out of it at least. Inside pass to the halfback, over! Well, that was terrific play by East Coast. And they were just so persistent. In the midfield, you could see in the wet and forget replay, they just pounded away. Somehow the halfback squeezed through. And Parks crosses to the left off the left-hand upright. The kick will be a simple one. And is. So, North Otago, it looked like they'd run away with the game, but far from it. Ngāti Porou East Coast kept coming back and back and back to the point where they hit the lead right on the death of half-time. North Otago, they saw their lead dwindle and then disappear completely. They're trying to drive off the line out. Huge weight behind them. Over the line, the referee right on the spot. And they do come up with a try. And that's an excellent finish. And you'll see in the wet forget replay that the captain, Sam Sturgis, gets his hands on the ball from the line-out drive. He's buried in that melee of bodies that crosses the line. And the referee on his knees confirms the try. North Otago back in the hunt. It hasn't stopped the move completely, but it's given East Coast a chance to rally on defence. There's a reach out there, but they're still short. Matthews looking for his third, won't get it. I think it's Matthew Duff, the new number 8. And the referee has decided that's a try. And coming up with the ball, I'm pretty sure that is Matthew Duff, number 18, the try scorer. East Coast, they couldn't keep them at bay forever. And eventually, Matt Duff, the replacement, number 18, crosses over just outside their 22. And East Coast, they've bounced back so many times in this game. Can they do one more? The slip pass was a beauty. The draw, the pass, the try. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning response. And that's joy to celebrate. Parks was the try scorer. He started the move off. He finished it by the posts. North Otago absolutely stunned. But a lovely exchange out the backs. And who was on hand? Sam Parks, the halfback, under the bar. They have played their part in this match. Very happy with their opening efforts, more so if they can pinch it at the last moment. Oh, the ball bounces unkindly for everyone except for Emery. It's going to be a chase. If Emery can pick this ball up, he controls it at his toes and over. And the try and the match winner, you would think. In the wet and forget replay, you'll see on the halfway, it was East Coast, East Coast, East Coast. Then the ball bobbled out. It was controlled on his toe by the fullback. He kept his cool, scooped it up at the end and scored. They're going to not get a bonus point, East Coast, if this match finishes like this, and that would be a little undeserved, you would think. But North Otago Championship front runners so often not able to convert. And that is that. The end of the first game when the Heartland competition for these sides ends in a victory for North Otago. Sam, they made you work very hard for your points today.
Oh, absolutely. They were outstanding, eh? They had a lot of character, and we sort of got a wee lead in the first half, but they just come again, and they could have had it right at the end, really, yeah.
Was it a concentration from time to time with just lapses?
The rest of the world's blaming COVID, so why not us? No.
But not a bad way to start the season with the points on the board and the bonus.
Absolutely can't ask for more than 5 points, but yeah, plenty of work-ons. We look forward to next week, I suppose, yeah.
Masterton, home of WAIRARAPA Bush, and Memorial Park, venue today for their game against Thames Valley, and they'll be playing for a whole new piece of silverware donated by Ross Cooper, who has history in both unions.
Ross, the President's Cup, first time it's played for between the Swamp Foxes and the Stags, something pretty special.
Well, we wanted to make it special for both teams, and of course my connection here and Thames Valley was wonderful. And we were talking the other day, well, last year it was, and we don't get to play for many cups. And it's something that I think is pretty important, and I love my time in Wairarapa Bush, and I loved it when I go up to Thames Valley. And of course, great Turangi man myself, and they had a great year as well. So for me, it's very special.
Excellent. So great to be able to play for this. Great to have rugby back. I know that we've all certainly been missing it, and this is where it all begins. This is the start of the future career for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, and I think it's wonderful to be here first and foremost, but it's a stepping stone, and some guys can get in the Heartland team and some move to bigger unions and carry on, but it all starts at the club level, and especially in the Heartland. It's amateur. It's great fun and great camaraderie, and it's for me it's just lovely to be back here, and it was so neat.
Excellent. Great to have rugby back. Fantastic to have you back in the union as well. And thank you very much for the donation of what is going to be a very treasured trophy over the next few seasons.
Thank you very much.
The haka from the Curtain Raiser boys. WAIRARAPA Bush against Thames Valley, with the call our very own Thames Valley tragic, Jake O'Flaherty.
Leroy Neils off to Joe Cook, the highest point scorer, rather try scorer in the competition in Auckland this year. Now McVeary, the skipper for this match, Neils, to his former classmate at St John's College, Ben Stevens. Lafatuana'i inside to Tally Hemapul. And Hemapul gets the opening try of the campaign. A man who's played 3 seasons over in Russia in the International Provincial Championship or equivalent. Come back to New Zealand after COVID. Joined on with Whangamata, got the club championship there. And now he's in the Valley team scoring the tries. Leroy Neils taps and goes himself. Gets it off to Todd Doolan. And the offload to Luke Masarewa. Into the 22 he goes. Now with momentum here, the Swamp Foxes. Wide pass to Lafatuana'i. Josh KAHO in the corner. And wow, Thames Valley have developed a bit of a tradition of big props scoring on the wing. And now Josh KAHO on his debut gets one down in the far right corner. Leroy Neils through the great pass off, and the surging run from Masarewa turned it all into some glory for Josh KAHO in the end. And so, WAIRARAPA Bush tap and go through way of Tackle, loses it, but they get it back here, the Bush. They've never had such a great opportunity in this match so far to score a try. Tryless in the first 40 minutes. We're in 41 now as Pickering darts and gets close. But that's a bit closer and good enough for the referee, George Haswell, to blow his whistle. Mumu Valaniko scores the try, and the first one for the WAIRARAPA Bush in 2021. And you can see it on the wet and forget replay. Pickering, he went himself. The defence was solid, but just the hole that he needed to the right of Connor McVeary. And he snakes in for the try. Such a help going into this half-time break. Hyder curls the kick around. And the half-time score, 15 points to 10. Truly a close match here at Memorial Park. Strange atmosphere with not too many people around due to COVID restrictions here at Masterton. Niels puts it in. He gives it to Dolan. Show and go. Turns around and, oh, well, it was all too easy. He didn't need to use Samson Rowden to his right. And, well, WAIRARAPA Bush playing with 13 men on the park at the moment due to a red card and yellow card. And you can see it is hurting them into the defensive stakes as the gaps open up a little bit more than they should. And so Morrison feeds the scrum. And Hyder picks it up. He goes back door to Malatai. And the ball's coming quickly here. Morrison again. Now to Funga. Oh, interception. Sione Itoni dots the ball down. And great jubilation at the end. Thames Valley very happy with that one. And the Bush, well, they had to run it. With the score the way it is at the moment, they needed a couple of tries to get back in the game. That wasn't a part of the plan. But Sione Itoni will take it nonetheless. And, well, that surely shuts it out. Bush kick-off, and Brendan Campbell knocks it back in a good attempt, but the Thames Valley Swamp Foxes have picked it up anyway. Now Itoni on the left wing, surges forward. Masarewa, he goes forward into the 22. Ball in one hand, goes over the line for the try. Luke Masarewa playing this match as if it's a sevens game. The flying Fijian with the ball in one hand, up in the air, bumping off tackles, but it all started 60 metres earlier with Trinity McQueen getting it away to Kingsford. Itoni and then Masarewa showing and going himself, dotting down on the artificial turf here at Memorial Park. Todd Dolan with the last play of the match. Can't quite get it through the sticks, but a 32-point victory here sees Thames Valley get the win on the road.
Well, that wasn't easy, was it?
No, we didn't really make it easy, mate, but yeah, it's just, I don't know, iron out all the creases, I suppose. We'll get there, you know, week one. It's the early days.
So what's important now? What are you going to do next?
Probably enjoy a few beers with the lads and then figure it all out on Tuesday training.
Well, things to figure out on Tuesday training, like perhaps where to put the cup. Thames Valley, first winners of the President's Cup on this episode 1 of Mainfreight Rugby, bringing you coverage of the Bunnings Heartland Championship. We're down to Tikawiti when we come back on Mainfreight Rugby.
Mainfreight Rugby.
We would not be bringing you Mainfreight Rugby if it was not for the support of our sponsors. Mainfreight, of course, but also still Isuzu D-Max, Wet and Forget, Bunnings New Zealand Rugby and Sky Sport. Springtime in the King Country, new life all over the place, and rugby finally at Rugby Park. The first game for the home side this season is against Mid-Canterbury. Out they come, the visitors from Mid-Canterbury, the MC Hammers, in front of what will be a very limited crowd today, as it is all around the Bunnings Heartland Championship. Good attacking scrum position for Mid-Canterbury. McCormick feeds it wide, skip pass in midfield, blindside winger is in, that's Chisman, nice pass, Vasu Rakuta, and he's got the opening try of the day, Raitumbai. Vasu Rakuta, good simple move in midfield, and it worked very, very well. Love this on the wet and forget replay, set play, 2 missed passes, blindside winger coming in, making the extra man, and he just turned his defender inside out, and he had no chance in the end. Big man is Vasu Rakuta, and he had no problem. Koru Tamana making ground. McCormick, who is just there or thereabouts all of the time. Good halfback. Now the wide ball from Riki. Here's the try scorer. Outside pass, and Masawini will go in for the second try of the day to Mid-Canterbury. Israeli Masawini. And good work here from Vasu Rakuta. Great handoff. That's terrific work on the wet and forget replay. And Masawini only had to run it in. So 2 tries today already to Mid-Canterbury. Stan Meads is one of the invited people in a wee bubble down there at halfway, as finally King Country start to run some moves together. Good work this from McGovern. Wow, good work. Great work from the man from Bay of Plenty, who's here on loan. Cody McGovern. Excellent opening try for King Country. A man from Greerton Marist. Look at this run here. He picked up the ball right on halfway, beat 1, 2 on the inside, and had 2 coming to him, just split them in half. That's an excellent winger's try to Cody McGovern. Good attacking position again, middle of the 22. Scrum goes down, referee says play on, so play on they do. McCloy looks out wider, finds Chisman. Chisman within 5 metres. Once again, Davis. He's very, very close as Davis. And somebody's over. Try is scored. Good try too. And it's Manasa Mbari who picks up the try, the big number 4. Look at him there. He's hovering very close. Good clean out coming from his locking mate, JJ Manning. He cleans out. Mbari just picks it up and over he goes on the wet and forget replay. Manasa Mbari from Methven with another try for Mid-Canterbury. The Hammers have been hammering away in this first half, and they've scored 3 tries so far. Good run this from Riki. Riki making a lot of space, and there's players out wide, and a lovely final pass, and Koru Tamana, the captain today, or one of the captains, goes in. Seta Koru Tamana. He's a very experienced player now, and all he had to do was catch a very, very good pass coming across here from Membere. Watch him. Here he is. He's a big man as well, and just timed his pass beautifully. And in the wet and forget replay, there's Seta Koru Tamana going across. Riki, who's driven the cutter very well today with the conversion. And we go to half-time with Mid-Canterbury in very, very comfortable control at 31 points to 13. Plenty of notes going in the book. Oh, up high. That's great line-out ball from Mahemberi. And running hard at the goal line. Terrific try. Nick Foxley gets it. There were players running in all sorts of directions, fooled everybody. And look at that lovely reverse pass. And he had a bit of work to do. Did Nick Foxley on the wet and forget replay, but he bumped off one man and spun through another. And Foxley is across for a try. just to extend the lead for Mid-Canterbury. King Country, we haven't seen them too often in this part of the field. Baravala took it into the middle of the field, and now here's the man who scored the opening try. And his is an outlet pass, and finally they get another try. Do King Country through Tapili. Alefosio Tapili, who has come across from Bay of Plenty. And the two Bay of Plenty men combined on the left flank here in the wet and forget replay. And there's plenty of diversions going in there, and Tapili gets the try to pull them a little bit closer, but a long, long way to go. Riki gets hammered. Blythe with his pass. Now, we'll let the backs see what they can do from broken play. Masawini says, I'll run at somebody. Now, space out wide here as Williams lives the outlet pass. Oh, great little bump off. Good try. Tate Chisholm. Chisholm goes in for another one, and they bring up 50 to Mid-Canterbury. They're making this look very, very easy. On the wet and forget replay, we can see that the players are making space for one another. Williams did really well here to just straighten and give Chisholm just that enough room to get one-on-one with his man, and boomfa, over he went. Tate Chisholm with the try. That's the 8th try of the day, and the 6th to Mid-Canterbury. And there it goes, 53 points to 25. The final whistle goes. Mid-Canterbury have been convincing winners here today.
Well, JJ, congratulations. A good start to the competition. Some good set piece work today in particular. How do you feel?
Pretty tuck it out. It's been a bit of a break. I think the 80 minutes, we felt it at the end, as you could see in the game. But yeah, no, happy with a bit of set piece. Still lots to work on, early days. But yeah, overall happy with the result.
Welcome to Westport. Welcome to the visitors from South Canterbury, here to play Buller today at Victoria Square, where the few members of the public who are allowed in are all scanning in, as we all must, given the protocols we're working under.
Well, welcome along to Victoria Square this afternoon for the Bunnings Heartland Championship match. We have the Francis Mining Buller side up against South Canterbury, and with me, two likely lads from the Buller side. The captain, Anthony Ellis, playing his 50th game for Buller today in the Cardinal and Blue, and alongside him, the number 8, Sam Godwin. Both boys raring to go, lads. You got prepared last time before you had the rug pulled under you. What's the preparation been like over the last 2 weeks, Anthony?
Yeah, preparation's been pretty good, Danny. We've had a bit of fun, but it's time to knuckle down into our season now. Had some good training runs together, and hopefully we can string a few points together and put on a good show for the home crowd.
Sam, you've been sort of out of the area for a few weeks. What's it been like on your own, having to look after yourself?
Yeah, it's just been sticking in the roads, not much tackling practice and things for me. These boys have been training hard, but running around last night at training with a big smile on my face was good. Good to be back down with the boys and running around.
Buller are on the field. They'll be followed very, very shortly by the visitors from South Canterbury. Here they come, the green and the blacks. Our commentary team today, Barry Townrow and Callum Lennon.
South Canterbury, though, they go on the short side. Simone tries to work into the 22-metre mark. He gets driven back midway 22 and halfway now. South Canterbury holding it nicely. Oh, and breaking through there is the big lock forward, Amato, and he's going to go in under the post. Oh, gee, that was just too easy. And South Canterbury have scored after 9 minutes of play. Anthony Amato going in. The Buller tackling just fell right off there. Yes, the went and forget replay just shows how easy it was.
Pretty poor D from the Buller type forwards there, and whoever was there was just waiting for let the big fella run and get a good head of steam and run right on top of him. We ran 30 metres and scored on the post.
Davison away to the right. Down on the ground now. Davison again up this time to second by Wade Hawkey. And away goes the centre three-quarter. Mackay's burst through, couple of tackles. He's going to give it out to the winger here again, Pularurua, and he's going to go over to score. And once again, all we can put that down to is a little bit of missed tackling.
Poor tackling there, Barry. One-on-one, pretty easy tackle. The centre was running across the field. All Alex Glenn had to do was tackle him around the legs, and this play would have ended. But went high, brushed off, and scored under the post, basically.
They're still driving. They're 4 metres out. They're 4 metres out. They're getting called to drive it. They are driving it. They are. They're over the line. Buller have scored.
Anthony Ellis in his 50th, Barry. He'll be a happy man.
And will he get the pats on the back? Yes, it is. Anthony Ellis with that try. Having a look on the wet and forget replay there. Kel, run us through that, mate.
Oh, set them all early. Good go forward to keep driving away. Rumbled along, and it was inevitable in the end. And Anthony Ellis flops over for a meat pie in his 50th. Be interesting to see if after the game here he gets the wheels on the bus out and gets the boys rolling. So good to see though.
Put down there in the tackle. Gave it a cock. South Canterbury going for the line. No one's going to stop him. Who is it going over? And they broke away around the left-hand side. Was it Borland? No.
Kakala.
Kakala, the number 8, with his second try of the afternoon. Run us through the wet and forget replay there.
Into a breakdown, and Kakala just picked it up and strolled over untouched, basically. So the fringe defence from Buller definitely needs some work there.
Briggs has kicked. That looks pretty good, and he's hit it fairly well. So with his third conversion of the afternoon, Sam Briggs has put it out to 26 points to 8. Davison gets it up to Briggs. Briggs there across there to the number 8, Kakala. South Canterbury have got it to that big man, Amato. They're over up towards the 22-metre mark now, Buller territory. Oh, what a flash little pass here to the halfback Davison. He gives it up there to the fullback Samoti. Samoti has scored 3 minutes into the second half. Cal, you can remember all that for the wet and forget replay, mate. It all started, about 60-odd metres out?
South Canterbury looked for the space, and 2 phases later, some good wee offloads, and they score under the post untouched, Barry.
This time it's set. And it goes. Held up beautifully. Just held up. It's not moving anyway. Coming back, and it is going to go to the left there. Gives it up there to Pittman Joes. Gives a long pass out there to Tora on the far side. Goes through his goes through the second one. Will Tora score in the corner? He has. ELLIS Tora. He went through about 4 jokers there.
What do I say, Barry? Give the man the ball early in space, and he can do some damage. And he got the ball 25 metres out there.
Well, his opposite number there, Buller Rua. He was waiting for him. He brushed through him. He pushed the fullback Samoti off too. The cover came across and got him, but he dragged then all 3 of them over into the Albion Hotel corner. He'll fire down towards Chief Leopard. Drops it nice into the hands of Ferguson. Long pass out there to Pittman Joes. De Kock. Oh, no. He's given the big intercept. The big intercept, and saying thanks very much is Zachary Mackay, who has scored underneath the post. This will be another 7-pointer, as I would say the 40 minutes are up, and Buller trying again to get the ball wide, and the pass from De Kock going straight into the hands of Zach Mackay, the centre. It is now 48-13, and there goes a kick from Briggs. He has kicked it. And the referee, Mr. Nick Hogan from Hawke's Bay, blows his whistle on this opening Bunnings Heartland Rugby match here at Victoria Square in Westport, with the visitors, South Canterbury, taking the match by 48 points to 13.
Ants and the Buller boys, they started off really strong, kicked a lot of territory in that, but we weathered that, and when we finally got a bit of position, stringed some phases together, we scored a few good tries.
Lovely day in Whanganui, where the home side will host Poverty Bay in their opening match of the Heartland Championship 2021.
Here with a couple of brothers. Dane, tell me, game 1, game 50, are the nerves any different?
Oh, it's actually quite unbelievable. I'm just as nervous for this as I was for my first one. I don't know where that's come from, but yeah, every time I put this jersey on, it's the nerves take over, and yeah, you're sort of just playing on intuition, really. So
circumstances are interesting this year. It actually brings another brother back home, Ben. You have mentioned in media and other places that you wanted to come home one day, wear that jersey. So yeah, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, awesome. I'm just excited. I mean, it's been part of the family since I remember. Dad obviously played 100, and I've obviously looked up to Dane playing all of his 49, hopefully 53. And yeah, I'm just excited to be here and add my own little part to the badge, as you said, because love this place, love Wanganui, always have, always will. Yep.
Go Wanganui!
So Poverty Bay first out on to Cook's Gardens, the famous Cook's Gardens, followed closely by Wanganui, the Butcher Boys. Coming up high on the line out, Wanganui at the back of the line out is Hart. Big steaming run by Vonda Say. Finds support from Hughes. Oh, what an offload. What an offload from Hughes. Bongaleka gets the touchdown, but it's been made with some wonderful open field running by Vondesese and Hughes, the two loose forwards. Going well off the back of the line out. They're in midfield now, Poverty Bay. Mackie on debut, swings it out wide, gets it again, comes the other way. Good pass on that young halfback. Lovely by Tautivalu. Tautivalu! Andrew Tautivalu playing his blazer game today. Gets a try. Good stuff. Good stuff. Drags Poverty Bay back into the game. Wanganui players offside there. And the ball taking one of those horrid bounces. Gee, it's a lovely day here in Wanganui today. Sun shining, firm track. And here they go again. The midfielders for Wanganui are cutting capers. And Lindsay Horrocks gets the try. As we go over the half-hour mark, what great work there from Bongaleka and Kruyambaki to put Horrocks off in under the post. Horrocks, box kick. There's space down there. Look at Hughes in the follow-up. Look at him. Oh, he needs to be taller. Not much taller, but Hughes couldn't quite get his man. And that's holding on, I think you'll find. Good work from Big Peter Hay-Horton. And he's earned the penalty, which Dane Whale, playing his 50th game, lobs across, and we go to half-time with Wanganui ahead of Poverty Bay by 27-5 and looking very, very strong indeed. Poverty Bay have only scored one try so far today. They'll be desperate for one here, won't they? Good defence, though, of the maul by Wanganui. Now it's starting to go left. It's starting to go left. Try. Try scored. So they've got another one. Finally have Poverty Bay. Gee, they'll be happy with that. Granny Law gets across on the end of the line-out drive. Horrocks to Whale. I don't know how many times I've said that. Hughes. Don't know how many times. Look out, here comes Tolfa. Yuki Tolfa spots a gap, and it's a big one, and through the big fella goes. Wanganui comfortably in control of this game. And a few reserves on now to have a trundle, including the Whale brothers. And out we go. Another try to Vakarongongo. Another good pass from halfback Lindsay Horrocks. Gee, gives good service to these backs. Very good service. Here we go again. Horrocks slams it out wide. The big guys run off it. Claire, who's come on as a replacement. Lovely pass over the top. Malanathangi gets the try. 58-12. Oh, they're doing this in an absolute canter today. The player of origin getting the touchdown. Offside play there by whoever it was who came round the side of the Poverty Bay ruck, but Wanganui making great advantage of it. And it's Kuruyumbaki who goes in the end, and 60 are up for Wanganui. That's a big score. Kuruyumbaki, who comes up from Manawatu to play in this Wanganui team. Craig Clare with what will be the final act of this match. The conversion is over, 65 points to 12. Big win for Wanganui.
Victoria's captain Campbell Hart, points table. You guys are top of it at the moment on the differential this year. That's actually really crucial. You've got to be in that top two. We don't get a lot of second chances.
Yeah, we know with the structure of the season this year, the pressure's on from day one to perform and to perform well and to be consistent. So that we know that and we're aware of that, and we're putting a lot of focus on, just focusing on each week and playing our best rugby every week.
Looking strong, aren't they, Wanganui? looking very strong indeed, but so too did a couple of others. Thames Valley I thought looked pretty good, and Mid-Canterbury as well. West Coast against Horowhenua Kapiti when we come back on Mainfreight Rugby. You're back with Mainfreight Rugby, and we're in Greymouth for the big game there today. West Coast against Horowhenua Kapiti. It's a grey day, but it's a great day for footy. It always is when we come to Greymouth.
Welcome to Greymouth for the 2021 Mainfreight Rugby. Of course, John Sturgeon Park here in Greymouth. West Coast taking on Horowhenua Kapiti. Of course, it's been a beautiful week here on the West Coast and a little bit of drizzle. It's going to be hard and fast ground here at John Sturgeon Park, as always. Okay, here with three of the Horowhenua Kapiti players and, of course, two of the newcomers in the team. Ash, your first time in the squad, and how are you enjoying it?
You know, first time at the moment. Good environment, good brotherhood, and yeah, can't wait to get out there.
Excellent, and of course today you're getting your first cap. So too are you, Andrew, and of course the former Sevens representative for New Zealand, mate, bringing it back into the grassroots rugby. How are you enjoying this phase of it?
Yeah, it's been awesome. This couple of weeks I've been in with the team. Everyone's real welcoming. I haven't played with them since I think maybe under 16s or something like that with some of them, so no, it's good stuff.
Of course, Davey, last season no rugby for any of the Heartland competitions. What's your thoughts going into this being a strange first up game?
It's quite exciting, just not really knowing what's coming, so just get stuck into it.
Yeah, exactly, mate. And congratulations on your 50th. All the best today, fellas. Enjoy your game out there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Horowhenua Kapiti and their haka. Commentators today, Jim Finlay and Jason Prendergast.
Now it comes out on the right to Hapingi, goes for a beautiful little run too. Is it now Robinson-BARTLETT? Robinson-BARTLETT is still going. In the pass and goes to Hanari, and Hanari scores for Horowhenua Kapiti, about 15 metres into the right of the post. Well, dear me, that was a beautiful run. He just kept going and going, Ash Robinson-BARTLETT. And he went through the gap, sees the gap, and the fullback upside him, Hemio Hanari. The first time he's touched the ball, and he goes in 15 to the metre to the right-hand side of the upright here and puts the first points on the board for Horowhenua Kapiti in this Heartland competition game between West Coast here. Still in control. Who's going in there for the ball? Comes out who? Oh, that looked a funny-looking pass, but still what it goes now. He's diving for the line here. Is Lamert held up. Rucking over there, furious. They're still driving for it as he reaches out and puts the ball down. The captain, I think it is Andrew Shelford. Ryan Shelford puts the ball down after a sustained period of play here from Horowhenua Kapiti. A good try scored by the captain there for Horowhenua Kapiti and Ryan Shelford just to the left of the post, and an easy conversion here, I would think, for the fullback. Another charge by one of the front rowers there, Pratt, I think it is, number one here. Ball's on the ground here, another forward having a go. The other prop, I think it is. They go right under the crossbar here. He dives through, another try scored there. Yep, sustained pressure once again, and Smith again got the try. Daniel Smith, number 5 for Horowhenua Kapiti. Gee, I'm going to run out of pen and paper here shortly. Daniel Smith, the try.
And you'll see that on the win and forget replay, Jimmy. Just some good faces there by the Horowhenua forwards. Horowhenua Kapiti just keeping the ball, retaining it, looking for the gap, and just forcing the West Coast forwards to try and make some big tackles, and it's telling tackles at the moment. But Daniel Smith, in his first game, second try within 5 minutes, he will be happy.
Now the ball's on the ground for Fergie. Back it comes this time to Taufrey. Big fin the Dan Ford. He takes 2 or 3 Horowhenua players with him and goes to ground. Front of the 22. Out it comes to Smith. Ducking, going, still going, number 13. Still going, Elliott Smith. And Elliott Smith the try for West Coast. Well, that's better play. That's better play for the West Coast, Prendy. That's better play all round. The forwards doing their work, getting over the advantage line, and Elliott Smith showed a clean pair of heels there.
As you'll see on the wet and forget replay, Elliott Smith, a big strong player, you like a loose forward with fast legs that can play in the backs, and he looked like that just when he broke that tackle. It was quite easy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was good effort. Presenting the kick and goal here, and the flags go up. He's converted the try. Didn't get any higher than the crossbar. As he's blown the 2 for half-time there, referee. So Chris Paul says that's enough. Dead on the clock over there too. 40 minutes are up, so that's it. The boys come away off the score with the West Coast trailing Horowhenua Kapiti. Garland, out it comes. Who's that? Crampton. Big GC Crampton goes in with the pill there. Over he goes now. Garland again to Taufree. Taufree throws a dummy. Runs there. Ball ripped away from his hands, though. There's another penalty, though. Gee. Gonna take a quick one, is he? Simpson takes a quick tap. Away he goes. There he comes now. Out it comes to Scott. Scott's still coming in. The angle here for West Coast comes in and scores a beautiful try.
Soper.
Stephen Soper scores the try right under the horns here for West Coast. That's going to put the pressure on now. We can convert the try. With a few minutes remaining here of the West Coast time, have finally come alive and things have come right for them here. Just there, and a beautiful try by Soper. After the cut back and set up beautifully by number 16 for West Coast. Converted by Scott. Whistle goes, the game's over. The game's over here at John Sturgeon Park. So scores run out at 28 points to 21.
Mate, a good first start win, 28-21 over Coast, and a tough game.
Yeah, cheers, bro. Well, we read the weather report, man, and it's supposed to be nice and sunny here, but the old classic coast weather come in and it's absolutely teeming down. I hope we can fly out.
Yeah. Mate, you'll be happy with the first up performance. Of course, both teams had a lot of new caps. No Heartland Rugby for the last 2 years. Happy with how things transpired for that game?
Yeah, I actually think lockdown might have done us a favour. We had a few 4K, we had the 4K club, and the boys had to do some work, and so we had to post up our times and all of that, and I think it actually worked in our benefit. The boys are a lot fitter for it, so yeah.
So wrapping up the results, an away win for mid-Canterbury, as did Kapiti, who were held scoreless in the second half. Defending Lahore Cup champ South Canterbury were impressive, and promising signs for East Coast, who eventually went down 39-31 to North Otago. Thames Valley looked good, winning on the road, and Wanganui crossed to 9 tries near 65-12 win. To the points table, and this year we're concentrating on the top 4 sides. 1 and 2 will contest the Meads Cup. 3 and 4 will contest the Lahore Cups. At this stage, it's Wanganui, South Canterbury, Meads Cup, Thames Valley, Mid-Canterbury, Lahore Cup, North Otago, Kapiti, both with maximum points. West Coast, East Coast got 1 apiece. King Country, Warrap Bush, Buller and Poverty Bay yet to get on the points table. But for everything domestic rugby and to catch up with the Heartland Championship, what is happening in our local game, go to allblack.com. Very impressive website.
All right, Mainfreight True Blue, where we highlight somebody from the Heartland Championship, and we're really blue this week, the blue of East Coast, and their prop, Peter Merrilees.
Papa atu whaititiro, heko te auera, he kanapa ki te rangi, i ruana te whanua, ti he Māori ora. Ko Peter Merrilees taku ingoa, ko Naraki Kapitahi taku iwi, ko Mangatū te maunga, ko Mangatū te aua, ko Julie Chain taku Hōwahine, ko Wha Maua taku Tamariki, ko Luna Marama, Inya Mahuika, Ale Manaki, Emery Makairi taku Tamariki, no reira, tēnā koutou katoa.
I've known you for a very long time, Peter, when you were Boys High, a player, a star in those days. I never knew the East Coast connection.
Yeah, well, what I just said then is just where I'm from. So my father was a shearer and he got a beautiful rousey in Togala Bay where she already had a set of twins, and then they had 3 kids up there. And Dad followed the sheep all the way down to Invercargill. So they had me, so I always sing, I'm a Southern man, every time we always join up. So yeah, and then just helping the cousin out. So me and Jose are first cousins. My mum and his mum, we were watching this game together. So he said it's quite tough gig trying to get the boys down here. So it's only an hour and a half up the road for me, where it takes them about 3 days to get here. So I'm privileged to be here, and yeah, what an honour.
Me too. I'm blown away by that information. It's just a fabulous family connection to get you back playing with your roots.
Oh mate, it's so different. So yeah, been in a whole lot of teams, but this is just something just so special because, you know, it's your actual whānau, like you're actually going to war for them, and it's a bit emotional sort of last 24 hours, and then just hoping that the boys can just contain that.
What you are bringing though is a lot of experience with a lot of good teams. You're going to be sharing that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's what rugby's all about, you know, sharing knowledge and building relationships, and Yeah, like I said, it's a privilege to be here. Like, at the end of my tether, and to get the call up, it's pretty super special. And it's not about me. It's all about the whānau up north and everyone that's contributed to this jersey, like 100 years. And
wonderful to see you again after all these years. And it's not an ending, but it's a happy ending if it is.
Well, that's it, mate. Like, I've been playing every game like it's my last for the last 10 years, and I'm still standing here today. So, yeah, mate, and I'll do the same again today. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
The September-October edition of Rugby News is now out. As usual, some fascinating articles in the magazine, including one on a lady called Jane Chamberlain, who is the 2020 NZR Volunteer of the Year from the WHANGANUI Club in Horowhenua Kapiti, one of the thousands of volunteers doing great things in our game. Next week, well, the pick for me is at Ashburton, Mid-Canterbury and Whanganui. If those two teams play like they did this week, that could be one heck of a game. This is a very telling saying, isn't it? The future belongs to the person whose mind is open. Do not be afraid, folks. Do not be afraid to take advice. And I'd normally say here, don't be afraid to get along to a rugby game near you either, but it's a bit difficult just at the moment, so you're going to have to tune in here to Mainfreight Rugby next week to get all the ins and outs of the Bunnings Heartland Championship.